Peace, family. Peace, family. I just want to come to y'all today with a love message. Something I've been thinking about. I just want y'all to stop and think for a minute. Um, I don't know how many of y'all seen this reparations hearing. I'm not sure how y'all feel about reparations. My stance is that uh, I do know that we definitely deserve goddamn reparations. Um, there's no question, no doubt about that. Not just on slavery, but also Jim Crow and everything that has happened up until today. And probably some shit that's going to be done tomorrow. Definitely some shit that's going to be done tomorrow because these motherfuckers don't stop. They don't stop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black people are in denial, about what's going on. They want to, hide behind their religions or some makeshift ideology that they have created for themselves or following behind other people. But if y'all heard that reparations hearing, that shit was a fucking embarrassment. It was the Negro pens that they had setting up there, so-called representing us. They didn't represent me. They don't represent me. I definitely got some mixed feelings about that, and I'll post another video on how I feel about the whole reparations thing. So, it in depth, it was some fucking bullshit, man. It was some bullshit. These motherfuckers slapped us in the face with so much shit, talking about, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get it to you now. Talking about Obama was our reparations, welfare is our reparations, collectively them paying taxes into housing our criminals in the prison system as if they're not making millions, billions of dollars off the backs of us still. And they threw all kinds of shit out there. They even at the end talking about that white bitch talking about some goddamn, I don't give a fuck, Facebook, you take my shit off. YouTube, you take my shit off. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what the hell I gotta say when I say it, because y'all know I don't come out here as often anymore and say what the fuck I gotta say. But this white bitch at the end talking about some goddamn, let's ask what would Jesus do? Like, really? 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 Ask Jesus, what would Jesus do? This shit is fucked up, man. I need y'all to stop and think exactly what these motherfuckers are telling us. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with the shit or not, whether you think we should get reparations or not, whether you think that black people shouldn't get it because they're going to trick the money off, you know what I'm saying, on Jordan's gold teeth, with Rams, whatever the fuck the stereotype is. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of that, the whole ideology, the whole fact, the whole thought process that these motherfuckers said some funny style shit, some bullshit, like, fuck out of here, niggas. We're gonna tell you some silly ass shit because we know y'all ain't gonna do nothing. That's basically what it is. We're gonna tell y'all some bullshit because we know y'all ain't gonna do nothing. As a collective, y'all fucked. You have no unity. You know what I'm saying? You goddamn, y'all got a whole bunch of issues. And y'all can't even agree to disagree or agree that you have a common fucking enemy. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about us. They are least worried about us. The other major smack in the face is this whole immigration shit. And I don't know why Negroes is getting themselves involved talking about immigration. What they should be upset about is that they trying to make all these concessions, and Kamala Harris out there talking about, oh, we need to do this for the immigrants. Oh, they brought that up in the reparations hearing too. Like, what about the immigrants? What about them? We are United States citizens, right? Supposed to be, right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gave us that, the white man gave us that, after civil rights show. Well, y'all citizens now. Because the shit didn't happen in Juneteenth, 1865. That we still weren't citizens. And to my knowledge, they haven't changed that shit in the Constitution either, where we're still 3/5 of a person. So, but, being that we have a birth certificate and able to get a blue passport, we're technically, United States citizens. So Why the fuck do they give so many fucks about these immigrants and think that we supposed to give a fuck about these immigrants? Why is they making all these concessions for these motherfuckers? And I'm not talking about the benefits that, you know, people that legally come over to this country and things like that. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. I really don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go to other countries, depending upon what you're going there for, you get a certain concessions too. So, you know, I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about these illegal motherfuckers. So, you know, if y'all remember during the whole Trump campaign, you know, most of them motherfuckers voted for Trump. So if they so illegal, you know, y'all was cheering them on at first. But now it's a problem. And I don't understand why black people give so many fucks about what the hell's going on with these immigrants when they treating us less than a goddamn immigrant. Like, y'all not doing nothing for your black citizens, but you want to do shit for all these other motherfuckers that come in. Like, I need y'all, you know, I'm not even mad at that because I expect that from America. I expect that from America. Y'all know how I spell it. Y'all know how I spell the other America with the 3 Ks. Y'all know how I feel about that shit. So I expect nothing less than debauchery and fuck shit coming from them when you're dealing with us. But I want to know why you Negroes are so upset, or why you Negroes aren't upset. Rather, why are y'all not understanding and seeing what the fuck is going on? I mean, they saying in so many words, fuck y'all. Fuck us. Straight up, like, fuck us. We don't give a fuck. And, you know, all this shit is happening all at one time. And I'm so sad, you know, that the Honorable Baba D. Gregory has passed on, because he will be laying all the in-between line shit out right here. He will be laying all that shit out. And I just want to say, I really hope that y'all are paying attention. I'm going to make this really short. I really hope that y'all are paying attention to what is going on. Get out of your feelings, get out of your emotions. And you know, that's something hard for me to say, because I'm very emotional when it comes to this shit. And I get pissed off, even more emotional, when somebody tell me not to be in my feelings, because I am in my feelings about this shit. We've been dealing with this shit for too fucking long. It's still going on. It don't seem that it's going to fucking stop. And, you know, it's a whole lot of shit that we got going on between us here in this country and us in the diaspora. We seem to can't come together. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we ain't got to like one another, but we should have some type of code, some type of basis of love for one another. Because there's a whole lot of Negroes, you know what I'm saying, that I don't fuck with. I don't like you. I don't like you. I would never like you. And that's personally because of the type of shit that you may do. You know, you got some fuckery with you. But at the end of the day, see, I ain't got to fuck with you. I ain't got to like you. You know what I'm saying? I might even still want to put hands on you. But at the end of the day, when it comes to our common enemy, you know what I'm saying, our oppressor, like, then I got to stand next to you. You know what I'm saying? So if we can at least grab that little bit of love for each other, we can't be separated. You know what I'm saying? People say we can't fight this war with love, and I used to say that too. If you go down my timeline far enough, I think I did make a post about that in the past, that we can't fight the war with love, but actually we can't, because if we have some type of basis of love for one another because we look alike, you know what I'm saying? We have that melanin popping. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I ain't got to like you. I ain't got to love you. I ain't got to fuck with you. Matter of fact, at the end of this shit, I'm still going to, I want to put some pause on you because of some fuck shit that you might have did or some shit that you doing. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. You know, motherfuckers feel like because R. Kelly, and I hate bringing this motherfucker up, R. Kelly is black, we should defend him. No, I don't defend him with what the fuck he did, because you did some fuck shit, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You got to be dealt with. But when it comes to, you know, the white man putting his hands on R. Kelly, nah, we going to deal with our own. We will deal with our own. We don't need you doing nothing. We will deal with our own. And that's why I stand on that shit. I don't agree with, you know, putting our people up to the hands of the white man for the deal with. But that's the system that we live in, because we don't have our own nation. We don't have our own infrastructure. We don't have our own government. So if we had our own nation, we had our own infrastructure, we had our own government, then we would be able to deal with our criminals. I'm not saying that we don't have criminals in our society. We do. And we need to deal with them accordingly. But we need to deal with them and not anybody else. So we can have that type of love for one another. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can understand that, we can have that type of love for one another. Where motherfucker, you need to be fucking dealt with because of the shit you done did. But I'm not gonna let this pale motherfucker put their hands up because they don't have the authority or the right to deal with you. So that's where I stand. So that's the love that I'm talking about for one another. If we had that type of love for one another, you know, that's my definition of the bare necessity of unity that we need to have. Then we wouldn't be touched. I mean, look at how they carry themselves with their criminals and shit like that. They don't even report all of their criminality. I need y'all to go on YouTube and check out the B1 Network with Taz Exclusives. They took one of his pages down because he exposes Becky and Brad and all the debauchery that they do to their own people. And if you're not out here doing Google searches, you just looking at the front page of Yahoo News or MSN or CNN, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to see the debauchery that they have going on because all they do is present our shit and what we do and what we don't do. You know, we're front page news all the time. The only time that you hear anything about their crime is when it's so big they can't hide it anymore, so they have to talk about it. Or somebody important, you know what I'm saying, you know, got taken out or some shit like that. You know, the parents made some type of stank. You know, the family made some type of stank enough where, you know, mainstream media had to pick it up. Other than that, you know, you don't see that type of shit. And the fact that YouTube, you know, and some Negroes, you know, flagged his brother channel down when he's talking about, he's simply reporting news. You got a lot of black people out here that will say, oh, we don't care about what white people do. We don't care about our community. You don't even care about your own community because you're not. What do you know, I hate that question. People like, what are you doing? Are you reporting the news? Reporting and equaling out the propaganda is what we need to be doing. We don't need to report on our own news. The white people is doing a perfect job of reporting our crimes. Why do we need to continue to solidify that and keep reporting our own crimes? They're doing a good job. We need to report their crimes. We need to know what the hell they're going on. I mean, how many of y'all know that these motherfuckers got mobile meth labs? They got mobile meth labs running around, riding around and shit. You on your daily, can you imagine you on your daily commute to work? And when one of these motherfuckers got a mobile meth lab and they on 95, you know what I'm saying? They on the I-10, you know what I'm saying? They on 85, you know what I'm saying? 295, 395, they on the highway and shit, and one of them shits blow up. Or better yet, if your children still go to public school, because not mine, I homeschool. If your children is on the damn school bus, you know, going on a trip to the DC Zoo, you know, some shit like that, you know, going to the Smithsonian, or they just on the yellow school bus going to school in the morning, and it's a goddamn, you know, mobile meth lab, you know, right there on, you know, right next to the school, and that shit blows up. Then what? Huh? Wouldn't you like to know that this shit is happening? Wouldn't you like to know that, you know, you got teachers, for those of you, you know, feel like that you're doing better than everybody else because you live in the suburbs and you're sending your children to those schools that get Columbine, you know what I'm saying? You know, that type of shit. Wouldn't you like to know if those school teachers are molesting the children in the class? There's an article out right now about this white dude that did some sexual shit to I think 28 first graders. 28 first graders? Yeah, one of them, one of them Neanderthals. First graders, female, in this class, gym teacher. Like, wouldn't you like to know that? Wouldn't you like to know about Becky and how, you know, she be selling crystal meth up at the school and fentanyl and shit like that? Wouldn't you like to know that? Well, see, they don't report that type of shit. They don't report their debauchery. I think that's important, especially for you swirlers, for you fucking swirlers, and for you motherfuckers that think you doing better than the rest of us Negroes because you live in the suburbs, and so in the suburbs you got to send your kids to, you know, Mills Godwin, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Now, I'm not saying that these schools got that type of shit going on, but, you know, hey, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it hasn't been caught yet. Maybe it hasn't been, you know, put out there yet. But there are a whole lot of schools. There's a whole lot of places. Hey, I'm in healthcare. And I have healthcare, you know, colleagues that can tell you that, you know, they put fentanyl on the drug screen now. Like, the shit is so bad, they put in fentanyl on the drug screen now. And we got to be careful because as we doing these drug screens, you know, if that shit get on our skin some kind of way, we can OD from that shit. You got police officers and MTs and shit like that, you know, the shit is so running rampant in their system. The shit is so potent that if you touch a motherfucker, that shit will absorb through your skin and you'll get a fentanyl overdose. You know, these motherfuckers got a fentanyl, opioid, methamphetamine issue that's way bigger than crack ever was. Bigger than what the crack epidemic ever was. Does anybody even know anybody that still smokes or even sells crack? I mean, heroin ain't going nowhere, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even think that's so much of an issue in the community anymore, because you know that was more of the beginning of the Gen X and you know, the baby boomer shit that they was doing. I don't think the latter of the Gen X, you know, it's a few of them out there. You know, I've seen a couple people we went to high school with, and they, you know, they out here fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I try to help them and shit, but these millennials, you know, they you know, they popping pills and smoking weed and shit. They ain't really fucking with no crack and no damn dope. You know, that's the Neanderthal motherfuckers. They doing a bunch of wild ass shit, and you have to dig. See, the fact that you have to dig for their debauchery is just not front page news. Should tell y'all something. That right there should tell y'all something in itself. That you go on the news and you looking at the news. You know, you read the newspaper. Some of y'all still read the newspaper. I think y'all should. Because it's different news in the newspaper than it is the shit that they put online. If you go online and you see the front page news, it has nothing to do with their debauchery. You have to dig for these articles, and I guarantee, if you just look under 1 day, 1 week, or 1 day of shit, and you just Google random shit, you search for these methamphetamine busts. You just type in methamphetamine bust, fentanyl bust. You know what I'm saying? The school shit, the pedophile shit that's going on in schools. I mean, shit. Do y'all even know that they trying to, you know, legalize pedophilia in this country? I mean, it's so much debauchery, and y'all not paying attention to it. I need to know how many of y'all is paying attention to this shit. This shit is bigger than what we got going on. And excuse me. Excuse me, I'm gonna need y'all to actually open your eyes and pay attention, because I hate to say it, but some of this black power stuff has us jaded, and you know, it's a lot of stuff in the way to cloud our judgments, to get us, you know, distract us, confuse us. It's a lot of confusion, but their number one tactic is confusion. It's confusion, and I don't think this is something y'all can pray away, y'all. I don't think it's something y'all could pray away, because if you could pray it away, I think it would have been prayed away a long time ago, because I think we was praying to Jesus for 400 years under chattel slavery. Am I correct? Am I not correct? So, you know, we've been praying away for 400 years. Like, how much more praying do we gotta fucking do? Yo, we not gonna be saved. Nobody's coming to save us. We gotta save ourselves. We gotta save ourselves. We gotta open our eyes, you know what I'm saying, and come up with a plan on how we're going to survive this, how we're going to get through this, and looking at the future of our children. That's number one, the future of our children. Because most of you that I'm talking to right now, you know, we basically, you know, almost halfway through our lives. You know what I'm saying? We should be preparing now to go through our rest period where we're going to chill. You know, if y'all not grandparents already, you know, I'm not. Woo! Thank you, universe. We going into our grandparent years as we go, you know, slide into our 40s and 50s. I mean, because think about it, y'all. Those that graduated with me in 97, you know, the motherfuckers that graduated in 94 when we were freshmen, you know, they getting up there. They getting up there. And the seniors of their class are damn near 50 now. So it's like, we are our parents' age. You got to think about that shit. What are we going to do? Because it's up to us now, because we are the grown-ups. We the grown motherfuckers. We are the adults now. We the ones that the children are looking up to. You know, remember when you was a kid, when you was looking up to grown motherfuckers, your aunties, your uncles, your parents, their friends and shit like that. We are those people now. We are them now. So what are we going to do to secure the future for our children? What are we going to do to make sure that they don't have to deal with the bullshit that we've been dealing with in the past. It's up to us. I need y'all to think about that. I need y'all to think about that real close and real careful. Alright, y'all. I love y'all. I got some new information for Ghana I'm gonna put out there. Y'all give me some time. Y'all know I'm slow on my shit, but I just want to throw this out there to y'all. And let's make this shit pop, y'all. Let's make this shit pop. Let's think about what the hell's going on. Let's think about the future of our children and our unborn grandchildren, great-grandchildren. You dig? Peace.